All right, what's up? We're live. Welcome to a impromptu Too Many Records live stream extravaganza. If you're here, you're awesome. If you're not, you're probably still awesome, but you're also not here. So, who's to say? We are gonna open some records today, and I have been kind of in and out of town a little bit, so I didn't have a video last week. I don't have a video this week, so I figured instead I would just come on and open some records and talk to you guys for a bit before I head to the store, which should be fun. So we'll let a couple people trickle in, and then we'll do the ceremonial unboxing, and hopefully it's not all obscure video game and vaporwave, which seems to be the only records I get when I do these, even though that's a very small percentage of the records I get these days. But I guess we'll find out. What's up, Nick? Nick, it says you're the only person here right now. My true dedicated. It actually says now there's 0 people. I don't know if there's a glitch going on, but that would be unfortunate if there's something wrong. But I think it's okay. Okay, people are coming back in now. Damn, so early? Yeah, I had to. This is the only time I can do it today because I had a bunch of stuff to do this morning, and I have to go to the store in 2 hours. So I figured I would be able to get at least 30, 40 minutes in with you guys before I have to continue with life. Yeah, how's everyone doing? What's going on? How's your week going? It's 22:01 at the moment here. That's pretty late. Yeah, but you still caught it, Luke. So that's a win, right? Oh man, Nick, yeah, you moving box madness. You have a lot going on with your move, man. How's that going? Everything going smoothly so far? Hey, all 20 of you, feel free to say hi in the chat. Tell me you're here. Also, feel free to hit the like button. It never hurts. It only helps. Hey, Andy, what's up? First time on a live. I recognize the username from many videos. So glad you're here from Manchester. 24 U-Haul boxes. Woof. I know that game. I think I had 36 when I moved from New York. Something like that. We got Rydie here. We got Shrine. We got Tim. We got someone from Phoenix. I'm providing Mike with some entertainment while he's at work. Perfect. We're good. Let's get started. Let's just start opening stuff, and then we'll do Q&A until I have to go. But if you have any burning questions for me, I always appreciate a super chat. But you can leave a super chat and it pops up in a big thing for me, and I say, "Wow, thank you," which is genuine, and I will stop what I'm doing and answer your question. But until then, let's open some stuff. I'm seeing a bunch of comments coming in. Beck's here. Cool. Oh, Kyle's asking about the monthly record club. Yeah, if you can just email me back with your thoughts. I am leaning in a direction after everybody's feedback, but I want everybody to share their thoughts. So send me a note back as soon as you can. Oh, man, I ordered these ages ago. I ordered these. It feels like I was living in New York when I ordered these. That wouldn't make a lot of sense, but perhaps I did. These are long-awaited represses of Big Crit. Two of his records. If you don't know Crit, he's an awesome underrated rapper. And these are 2 of his best projects. This is King Remembered in Time, and this is Return of Forever. These were out of print, or actually I don't even know if they all were on vinyl. Actually, I think these could be first pressings, but maybe not. Yeah, I mean King Crit is just a really good rapper. He gets a lot of love, but not as much as he deserves, I believe. I don't necessarily think that I would put him in the same quality as Odyssey, but I think that they're equally talented in different ways, and equally kind of regarded as like kind of unsung heroes. They're rappers that people who love them, but they aren't as mainstream and as popular and as well known as they should be. So if you like Big Crit, check it out. Krit. Yeah. Stoked to get these. I think they're on colored vinyl. I could be wrong. I don't know. But they did a whole repress series, and I got a bunch of them. So I ordered these so long ago. It's actually kind of weird to see these in hand now. But let's see what else we got. This is an interesting packaging job right here. Oh, I almost threw this out. This is an outer sleeve. This is the latest and greatest King Gizzard record, Omnium Gatherum. I love the spot foil on the cover. As you guys know, I'm a sucker for little packaging flourishes like that. I have not heard this record yet. I got suckered into the hype because it's the damn King Gizzard, and they usually hit more than they miss, in my opinion, in my experience. But look at this really nice gatefold going on here with a really cool image of just like crazy stuff happening. This is like a little troll guy popping his head out. I forget if this was a variant. I think it was a random color variant, if I remember correctly. Let's see. And that is ugly. This is an ugly variant. This looks like vomit. Very unhappy. I think it was like a rainbow option where you can get any color, which I'm assuming now that I run a record label and I kind of know the ins and outs of how things work more than I did when I was just a consumer. They have an option called Random Mix that is, I think it's mostly recycled, and it's bits and pieces of other pellets that are extras that they use to kind of give everybody a random color that looks like this. And oftentimes they're kind of like a muted red or green or blue, and they usually look like this. Like they look kind of like garbage. It's cheaper and probably better for the environment since they're recycled, but it's a good marketing ploy to call it random or rainbow or whatever you want to call it, and then it comes out looking like garbage. Comes out looking like the sewers, but that's okay. Let's just hope it sounds good, and let's hope the album's good. Like I said, I have not heard this record yet. I've heard mixed reviews on it. Some people have been saying about King Gizzard, they're positing that they started making so much money by doing records that they've stopped focusing on the music as much, which could be true a little bit, because I do think that Polygon and Waterland was the last incredible record, in my opinion, they put out, and everything after that has been good or a little forgettable. But let's hope this is good. Oh, yeah, here it is right here. Lucky Rainbow Wax. Was I lucky? Was this a lucky choice? I'm the lucky winner of the toilet bowl wax. Great. That's so funny. I was not the lucky winner. I feel like I just bought 100 scratch-offs and they were all duds. All right. Unlucky rainbow wax, guys. That's how we're rolling with this today. Oh, my God. All right, Tony, I won't tell your boss. I promise. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Oh, wow, there's a bunch of things in this package. Hold on. I don't know what this is. Is this a coaster? I think it's a record label coaster. That's kind of cool. Some other little things. That's cool. So this is a record. Well, first of all, I think they included a 7-inch, which is cool. This was just thrown in. I don't know what this is. This is Laura Fisher. I've never heard of Laura Fisher, but now I have the 7-inch, which is rad. I love when labels do little freebies. Always a nice touch. But this right here is a album that I pre-ordered on a whim. Just because I was able to get, I think it was a Wax Mage version of it. And I was shocked it wasn't sold out. Wait, this is also not, this is not the record. This is a compilation that they threw in as well. All right, so Strange Daisy is a label. They're an indie label. before I get into them, I'm going to answer Nick's super chat. Thoughts on the new Aussie songs from the upcoming album? You know what's funny is that I'm very excited for the album because I know there's a ton of interesting guest stars on it. Or, you know, like Mike McCready's doing guitar and I think one of the songs. But I'm waiting for the album to come out. I haven't listened to any of the singles yet. I'm gonna wait for it to come out and give it a dedicated listen. You know, I think that his last record, I liked it on first listen, but it didn't have a lot of staying power. I haven't really revisited it, and I'm assuming this will probably be very similar. But yeah, intrigued. So this is like this is like some kind of, this is not what I bought. This is like a compilation of sorts. I wonder if it's on colored vinyl. Oh, it is. Okay. Another kind of purpley, marbly thing, which is cool. Nice jacket. If this was a freebie, this is a nice jacket. So this is a compilation of artists from Strange Daisy. Let me see if I recognize any of these names. Laura Fisher. Guys, Laura Fisher's on here. We just learned about her. I don't know this, but I think this is the one I meant to order. This is the Fruit Machines, Goodbye Lost City. What's funny is that I want to be able to share with you guys what this sounds like, and I listened to it when I saw the Reddit post, and I was really, really into what I heard. And I don't remember now, because I listen to so much stuff, I don't remember the exact genre that this is. I feel like it's like psychedelic rock, a little poppy. All I remember is I listened to the first 3 tracks and I was super sold on it. I don't know much about this. And the variant was supposed to be a Wax Mage, but I'm pulling this out right now, and this is a very underwhelming Wax Mage. This is actually, I feel like, not what was advertised at all. You ready for this disappointing variant? It was supposed to be black with, like, purple. Wow, this is really depressing. Okay, so this I'm not one to usually balk at a mock-up not really matching the actual aesthetic, but what's going on here? What is this? This looks like someone spilled purple paint on a standard black record, and this one, all of the design is in the dead wax. They said this was limited to 25, which made me think, okay, this must be some kind of Wax Mage, and it was supposed to be this really cool purple on black. But this is one of the lamest variants I have ever seen in my whole damn life. What? What is going on with this? The more I look at it, the more it's actually kind of cool, because I don't have any records that look like this, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this is not what I thought it would be when I got it, unfortunately. But the music is still very good, so I'm happy to own it and listen to it. But what is going on with this? I think the more I think about it as I'm talking through it, and I see some people in the chat are vibing with it, it's cool because it's very unique. The laziness has made it very unique. And as someone with as many records as I do, some would say, I wish I had like a button I could press where it's like a chorus going, too many records. Some would say, too many records. I tend to run into variants and I'm like, oh, I have a couple that look like that, right? It's very hard to get something unique at this point. So, okay, Strange Daisy, that's enough. It's enough promo. That wasn't a free record, I bought it. But, what was that? Did we all just wake up from a fever dream together? I don't know. But that was a Strange Daisy right there. All right, let's see. What is next? Guys, we have 53 concurrent viewers, 54, and 12 likes. If you don't hit like, YouTube will never consider me anything but the redhead stepchild, and I will never succeed on this platform. So please click it. All right, let's see what we got next. What the heck is this? There's no spine. I don't know what this is. Is there like a packing slip? Am I dumb? What is this? I'm gonna have to open this up to figure out what this is. Does anyone know what this is before I open it? I'm gonna open it and be like, oh right, this. What? All right, let's figure it out together, guys. All right, let's figure this out. Oh, is this Mike's Disco? I don't think I saw the cover of it before. Oh, it totally is. You're right. That's crazy. There's no spine and there's nothing on the front. I think this is an alternate cover, isn't it? I think the other cover for Mike's Disco says the title on it, but maybe I'm wrong. This is the limited blue marble version of Mike's new album, Disco. Mike is a really good art rapper. A lot of his earlier material is very hard to find. I have one, I can't remember the name of it. It's like the one where they're walking through the bridge in the jungle. That's like an amazing underground art rap record. Really, really intense. And it goes for like, people are asking like $400, $500, $600 for now. It's truly out of control. But this is his latest release, and I pre-ordered it on the strength of that one record that I have. So hopefully it is half as good as that, because that could be a album of the year contender, or at least, you know, top 10. Oh, Noble Records is here. I know you. I've seen you on my TV. All right, Mike's Disco. Cool. We got 4 more. Oh, this is one I've been waiting for a long time. This is gonna, some of you are gonna be like, why? And some of you are gonna understand and be cool. Let's see what happens. I love a one and done. I love it. Where am I throwing this? Let's go there. All right. Yes. You know what time it is, baby. It's pep time, baby. Lights is just the best. One of my favorite artists. I think, you know, I'm such a fan of everything she's done. If you're not familiar, she's Canadian. She specializes in synth pop of all different kinds. Some of it's a little more in your face EDM stuff, because she has a side project called Loon, which is mostly EDM. And then a lot of it is kind of more stripped down and pretty. She kind of runs the gamut, and this is her latest release, Pep. I saw her on this tour earlier this year. The show was incredible. Yeah. Thanks, Donut Sunset. Thanks for the vote of approval. I appreciate that. But I've been waiting for this for quite a long time. This is one of my top albums of the year. It has endless replayability for me. And there's just so many good songs on here. Like Beside Myself, the opener, is one of her most beautiful tracks she's ever done. And then Prodigal Daughter is also one of the best pop singles I've heard in a long time. Like between Prodigal Daughter and all the Magdalena Bay stuff, like we are in a pop renaissance right now. And I feel like these are some of the best pop songs to come out since like Carly's Emotion. Really, really good. But this whole album is front to back really great, and she just really shows off this kind of edgier side of her on it, and I really dig it. So excited to listen to this. There are 3 variants, as you can assume. On the cover, it's yellow, red, and blue. This is the blue variant, which I forget what that was exclusive to. Might have been her web store, might have been something else. Yeah, Dylan, you still have Lights in college? I can't imagine you sitting around listening to Lights, but I would love to listen to Lights with you. February Air is amazing, and I believe they played it at the show this year. I know they played Ice, which was a very early cut from like her first, I forget if it was first EP or first album, but yeah, really good show. Siberia Acoustic is my favorite thing she's ever done. If you guys are true TMR fans and you've watched the Top 100 series I did, you know that Lights Siberia Acoustic made my top 100 for a good reason. She's so talented. She's so cool. Look how cool she is. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I ever met her, I'd be nervous because she like seems so cool. I would like say something stupid. She's all into like knife throwing, and she's like tatted up, and yeah. But yeah, Lights is awesome. All right, we got a few more, and then we'll answer some questions. Then we'll answer some questions. All right. Let's see what else we got. Dylan only listens to obscure 70s blues and psych. That's the truth. Nothing else. Not even a single other thing. You heard it here first. So this is an album I bought sight unseen because it was very cheap on Discogs. This is, oh man, don't make me pronounce this. I'm going to mess it up. It's got to be Wale Oide. Oh, it's probably so wrong. I'm so sorry. So this is the gentleman. If you guys watched my video where I talked about albums I discovered as a record store owner, I found out an album called Science Fiction Walls Don't Exist, which is a very, very good kind of trip-hoppy, DJ Shadow Avalanche type record. Great beats, a couple hip-hop verses on there, including an MF Doom verse, which was great. And this is the guy behind it. So he has also a solo project with, I believe this is the only record that he has, but also featuring MF Doom, also featuring Jay Dilla. Can we talk about two of the greatest possible features that you could have in hip-hop? Pressed by Fat Beats years ago, and it was really cheap. It was like 15 or 20 bucks shipped. I don't know if this is any good, but if this is half as good as Science Fiction Walls Don't Exist, I'm really excited to own this. Yeah, so really, really stoked. If you have not checked him out, please do, especially that Science Fiction album, which is just stellar. It was like such a surprise for me to find an album that kind of scratches that plunderphonic-y itch. Really good. All right, what next? What next? I apparently can't stop buying variants of this record. I'm in a Facebook group where someone was selling this for, I think, even less than their cost, which was really generous. And because of that, I now have my third variant of this EP, which I'll show you guys in 1 second. It is the EP from probably my favorite pop punk band, or at least the pop punk band that has my pardon me. Shout out to The Last Blockbuster. Has my favorite... What is going on? Hi. My favorite album, which is Chroma. This is Cartel The Ransom. This was an EP they put out before Chroma. It has a couple tracks that ended up having... I think just one track that actually ended up going... And a different version of it ended up on Chroma. But this is an amazing EP from a band in their prime. Some of the catchiest, hookiest pop punk stuff that exists. And I now have an original press on... I think it's clear. And then I have this cool kind of like translucent yellow-green. And then I also have the Wax Mage version of this, which I did not get on the drop. I had to track it down after the fact, which has actual ripped up dollar bills inside of like this red and yellow splatter. It's really cool. Probably one of my favorite records I own visually. And yeah, I am. Now that I have so many, I might just put this in the TMR store just for the price I paid, just in the Matt's Picks bin, because I don't need 3 copies of this, but it's just so good. It's just so good. This is not technically Coke Bottle Clear. Coke Bottle Clear is a little more blue-ish, like kind of like a sea glassy at times. This is more of just like a yellow-green translucent. But if you guys don't know Cartel, listen to Chroma. It could be your gateway into loving pop punk the way that I do. Chroma is a perfect record, front to back. I listen to it literally probably once a week. I listen to it while I'm getting ready. I listen to it all the time. It's just like it's my nostalgic pump up record. So really love that for sure. And then this is the last one, and then we'll do some Q&A. I know I missed a bunch of questions. I've also missed a bunch of super chats, guys. Where are the super chats today? All right, what is this? What do we have here? Oh, cool. Okay. This is just a filler. But, so this is, oh, it's a promo, too. That's cool. This is an artist I talked about in another live stream a few months ago. His name is Greg Brown. He's a singer-songwriter. I told a whole story about how growing up I used to hear, like, my parents bought a CD of his at a coffee shop, and there was this one song called Who Would Have Thunk It that was such a seminal song from my childhood that I've thought about many times as an adult, but I never thought to look up who it was, which is weird. And I did, and I listened to that whole album, and it was beautiful. I loved it. So I looked up more about Greg Brown, and he has like over a dozen albums since the late 70s, I think. Probably over 20 albums, if I had to guess. And now I'm like, okay, I'm on a mission. Everything on vinyl that Greg Brown has done, I'm going to try to track it down because he's awesome. And this is his album, One More Goodnight Kiss. I don't know if it's good, but it came out around the same time as the other record that I loved. This is, I think, late 80s, I believe. 88. So, you know, excited to see this. I've never really stumbled on his stuff in a store, but he definitely has at least 8 or 9 of his albums on vinyl, if not more. So, I will I'm excited to give this a listen. Hopefully there's some great tracks. It's kind of like a little Tom Waitsy at time, a little poppier though. A little Mark Lonigan at times. Really, really, really solid singer, and I like his compositions quite a bit. So excited to dive into that one. And those are my. Look at me wearing other record store shirts. Am I just the so generous? I'm actually going to be featuring these guys in the pilot that I'm shooting with Whatnot, focusing on the Portland record scene, which we're shooting at the beginning of next week. So really excited to get into that, and that's going to be some high quality content coming your guys' way. I'm talking drone footage. I'm talking professionally shot, professionally edited. It's going to be awesome. So look forward to more deets about that. And before I get into the Q&A, I do have to say, oh my God, $5,000, Janosch, that's so sweet. Just kidding, I know it's not $5,000. You just got a bonus at work, so here's a little seed money for food. I do love food, so thank you. Thoughts on the new Danger Mouse and Black Thought album? You think it's awesome and you don't even like hip hop. Well, it's a good question. I listened to it for the first time last week, and I'm a huge fan of Danger Mouse and Black Thought. So this is kind of a match made in heaven, and I love all the features on them. I mean, you have Run the Jewels, you have MF Doom. There's a couple other interesting features too. I forget exactly all of them, but upon listening, I just saw Goose Dopey Frighten's message. We can talk about that today. I liked Danger Mouse and Black Thought's album, but nothing stood out on first listen. There was no track that I was like, ooh, I have to revisit that. The whole thing was just a cohesive, solid listen. Which is oddly enough how I feel about like Black Star, which is like a great record front to back, but there isn't really a track that jumps out at me as like something like a cut above or like a single worthy replayable song. I think that it's getting a lot of praise, and I think a lot of it is justified, but I don't even know if it would be in my top 10 this year. It probably will with more listens, but on listen 1, I was happy with it, but I wasn't totally blown away. I also thought that my pressing was a little noisy. I got the green one, and it was a little noisier than I would have liked it to be. All right, let me go back and answer some of these questions, because I see a whole bunch, and let's go back up. So, where can I start? Congrats on your store, man. Looks awesome. Thank you, Miles. Good to see you. If you have all the studio albums of Pearl Jam, do you need Rear View Mirror? That depends on if you're a completionist or not. It's basically just greatest hits. I want to say they have... Is Crazy Mary on there, or is that on Lost Dogs, or is that on neither? I want to say there's like a track that's exclusive to the Rear View Mirror, but I might be wrong. I don't think they're a necessity, unless you want to just have a spin where you listen to only their hits, which sometimes you want that, you know? I'm on a Billy Strings kick lately. Yeah, Nick, I enjoy Billy Strings. I'm not a big bluegrass guy, but Billy's awesome. What was the Greg Brown song I mentioned? It's called Who Woulda Thunk It. It's really kind of like whimsical and like really great strings in it. And just like kind of this gravelly voice and kind of goofy lyrics. I don't know. It just, there's something, I'm nostalgic for it because I used to listen to it in the car all the time growing up. But I think anyone could appreciate it. Was I a fan of the TV series Portlandia before moving to Portland? What was the biggest culture shock you experienced when moving from the East Coast to Portland? I did like Portlandia, and some of it does hold true. I mean, obviously a lot of it's exaggerated, but there is some elements of certain episodes, you know, definitely writers were definitely people who lived in Portland. But I don't know what the biggest culture shock I experienced would be. I mean, I guess just going to a smaller town, because like Portland's not small and the surrounding areas of Oregon are not that small. But even if you take into account the surrounding areas of Portland and Portland, it's still so much smaller than New York and LA that it's just, that might have been a culture shock. But that's kind of what I like as well, is having a little bit more ease in getting around places, which is cool. What did I think of Donda? I really like Donda. I still listen to Donda. I think it got a lot of hate. A lot of it was probably because Kanye was really off the rails during that rollout. But I think some of Kanye's best tracks are on Donda. I mean, I truly think that Jail, Moon, Come to Life, Heaven or Hell, Believe What I Say, those are some of his best tracks. Like I'd put them up against any of his best stuff. So it's a good album. It's just a little bloated. Noble Records asked, how much do I have to pay you to wear my shirt? $0, and in fact, I think I will buy one of your shirts if they're still in stock, because I would love to rep your store. Rap album of the year so far? Good question. Probably Denzel Curry's whatever the album's called. Melt, Eyes Don't Melt. Whatever. What's the album called? Eyes Don't Look at Me When I Melt. What? Don't, something about melting in eyes. That's my favorite rap record of the year. I think it's absolutely terrific. I think it's the best thing Denzel Curry's ever done, and I'm a fan of his stuff. So the fact that he's only getting better makes me very excited. That's been happening to me a lot lately. Oh, regarding the variant being a little noisy, yeah. Ever consider switching to regular black? No, baby, color vinyl for life. I'm a masochist. Tyler, there you are. It's about damn time. You're late and you're at work. Thank you for the Jose Gonzalez Bandbox record discount. You're welcome. If you don't know what he's talking about. Unsponsored. I just saw Bandbox, which is a great company that I have worked with before. We're doing a crazy discount where it was Jose Gonzalez Vestiges and Claws, one of my favorite records from one of my favorite artists, for like $13 shipped, and they're on their colored variant, which I thought was a great deal. So I posted it. So a bunch of people DM me and they were like, thanks. Yeah. Thoughts on Eminem being on the Use This Gospel remix for the DJ Khaled album? Well, first things first, DJ Khaled is the biggest joke in the music industry, and I'm including Imagine Dragons in that statement. I just don't understand how he has a career, why anyone wants to work with him, what he brings to the table. It's him as a personality is just a complete waste of time. But you know, every now and again there is a good song on one of the DJ Khaled comps. I believe that Drake's For Free was on one of the DJ Khaled albums, and I love that song. It's so good. I've been excited since they teased the Use This Gospel remix with Eminem featuring Dr. Dre. I mean, Use This Gospel is one of the top 3 songs on Jesus is King. I think it's one of the actual songs that stands on its own outside of, you know, the religion aspect of the album, even though it's a very religious song. I'm excited to hear it. I mean, Dr. Dre production is always welcome, and Eminem, I think he can still put out a good feature these days. Can he put out a good full album? Not as much, but a good feature, I think he's got it in him. So I'm excited. All right. I missed a ton of stuff. Do I mainly listen to new albums on vinyl or listen to it on streaming and then buy it? I love to be able to listen to a new record on vinyl for the first time. That's the most intimate way for me to kind of get acquainted with an album and appreciate it. But it really depends. You know, a big factor of that is going to be the lead times at the pressing plants, right? Like if you have a year to wait for your record and you want to hear the album, you're not going to wait a year if it came out digitally. So it's kind of situational, but I do like to try to listen on vinyl for the first time. You're gonna go in LA and you're gonna be in LA and go to Amoeba. Do they have a lot of rare stuff or just surplus? Oh, they have a lot of rare stuff, especially on their walls and especially in their bins. If you take like 3 or 4 hours and you dig through all the bins, you will find so much out of print stuff if you know your stuff. You have to be very savvy with that stuff, but you can find crazy deals. And their walls have a ton of rare stuff, but it's pricey. You know, I mean, like I think San Francisco Amoeba is the worst priced, but the LA Amoeba, some stuff you never see in real life. But a lot of stuff is comparable to Discogs, I would say, on the wall. You wish you bought that Rammstein box set a few years ago, but you passed on it. Yeah, I have it over there. Very, very happy to own it. You know, getting more into metal now. I know somebody who's really into metal these days, and they're helping me learn a little bit more metal, which is super cool. They're pretty cool, so excited to keep my metal education going. But Rammstein's been something I've been into since 8th grade, and I don't think I'll stop. On Discogs, will I pay a few extra bucks? Oh wait, I missed Noble Records. Hot take. You don't need any records. Just stream it. Digital's better. Everyone knows that. Oh, that's not a hot take. That's just a joke. Okay. On Discogs, will you pay a few extra bucks on a record if I'm able to bundle it with others from my want list from the same seller to save on shipping? Probably not. Because I usually just buy one record at a time. I very rarely go through a seller's like inventory and add. That's a very dangerous game that can get out of control very quickly. The What I Discovered spinning vinyl in the store video was the best. Please make more of those. I inevitably will, Yanosh, but as you can see, that video just did okay. You know, on a scale of 1 to Noble Records, it did about, it was like a 5 or a 6. So I would like to, I'd like to make more. I enjoyed making that one, so it wasn't too much of a pain in the butt to watch it kind of do middlingly, is that the word? I will say I'm disappointed in the comments. I felt like there should have been way more comments on the video. And I feel like that with a lot of my videos lately. I feel like I am like literally clawing to get engagement. I'm like, please leave a comment because otherwise YouTube forgets me. And everyone's like, no. That's just what it feels like. But I don't know. I have an interesting relationship with YouTube right now. I feel like it's hard to feel motivated to make videos just because every video I put effort into seems to just not get seen. Like a lot of people aren't I don't know if YouTube's just not showing it because their notification system is super wonky. I talk to people all the time who are like, oh, I didn't realize you're still putting videos out, and they're like subscribed with the notifications on. I'm like, so I don't know. I gotta reevaluate my relationship with YouTube and how I'm gonna use it moving forward. If I like country, look for Wheeler Walker Jr. I'm not a huge country guy. Have I been to Landfill Rescue Unit Records? Yes. Awesome store. It's a huge dig too, like a lot to get through. I've definitely found some gems there for sure. When's my next gig? You have 3 to go to in November. I am seeing Phoebe Bridgers on Thursday, and I'm so excited. It's my second time seeing her on the Punisher tour, and I would go see her 10 times if I could. Yeah, very excited. Melt my eyes, see your future. Yes, that is the one. Oh, Adam Kanowski with the 199 question of the day. How many peanut butter pancakes could I crush right now? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I did have a small lunch before this, and pancakes are extremely filling. I love pancakes, but they're my second favorite breakfast bread. I would say that French toast is superior. Pancakes fill me up very quickly, but I do love me some PBPs. So I feel like if you put 3 nice size flapjacks coated in peanut butter in front of me, I could probably crush those right now. I'd probably be full by the end of like 2/3 of it, but leave no pancake behind. You know what I mean? Where can you buy records from my shop online? So I have some stuff on Discogs. The Discogs username is Too Many Records PDX, but I don't have everything on there. I do periodic sales through Whatnot every few weeks, which is like an online live stream auction. It's been a lot of fun. I actually have one on Sunday. I haven't started announcing it yet. They're doing like a big record store day rally. Not record store day, but like a record store Whatnot event on Sunday. And at 10 a.m. I'm going to be doing my next live stream auction. So check that out. Tyler Foley, have I watched the Woodstock 99 doc? I watched one like a year and a half ago, and then I just saw another one came out. What's with all the trend of all these documentaries coming out that are like the same thing? Like the 2 Firefest docs that came out at the same time. I feel like I watched the first one, and yeah, it was pretty chaotic, but I don't think I need to watch another documentary on it. When is my Whatnot store tour collab video going to be published? It's going to live on my channel, which is awesome, and I appreciate Whatnot allowing me to do that. I don't know when it will be published though, because it's going to be shot early next week, and then we have to edit it, and TBD. I'll let you guys know though. I'm very excited for it. Did I see the record with weed leaves in it? Yes, Sleep's Dope Smoker. Not a huge fan of that record. I'm not a huge fan of like doom stoner metal type stuff, but I know that record is going to go for insane money down the road, like any obscure third man collectible ends up going for. You're introducing the National to your friend tonight. Thank you for spreading the good word. Send 3 tracks. What is one song that has to be included? I don't know. For me, I feel like my favorite song is All the Wine, but I think that Slow Show is a really good representation of why I love the band as well. Fake Empire is the first song I ever heard from them, so I think that's pretty iconic too. I don't know. You can't really go wrong, in my opinion. How many PJ Vinyl Vault records do I own? I think I own all but one of them. One of the earlier ones I think I'm missing, but I have the rest. And truth be told, I buy them, and a lot of them are still in the shrink. I just haven't had time to get around listening to them. But yeah. Oh, Nick also said All the Wine. Yeah. Nick, I've taught you so well. Oh, Wizard of Loneliness is here. What's up? I love your new record. The Final Fantasy X one. Super good. Listen, dude. Thank you for making that. If you guys haven't heard Wizard of Loneliness, I've been talking about him on the channel for over 4 or 5 years at this point. Awesome beat maker, dives into a little bit of like video game sampling, a little bit into vaporwave, but just really forges his own path. And pretty much every release he's ever done is something that I love, and I own an ungodly amount of his records. So go check him out. You're a younger person, Gen Z. What's my best advice for someone like you who wants to open a record store? I'm I feel like my experience opening a record store is a little different than a lot of people's because I'm doing it in a weird way. I built an audience for 7 years and then I opened a store. So I had a little bit of organic momentum from all of that to kind of help me. Even though I'm not really focusing on online sales, it is kind of making it a destination for those in the area that are visiting or living nearby to come check it out, and they see it's awesome and then they've been coming back, which is really cool. I will say, if you're going to open a record store, make sure that you have good inventory when you open and you are confident you'll be able to continue finding inventory through whatever channels that you would utilize. And I would also make sure you focus on used records, at least at first, until you build a solid base and you have good profit, because the margins for new records are terrible. And if you start off and buying a ton of new records, especially if you have other stores in your town that do the same, you're going to be really hitting a brick wall where you're not going to be able to sell them because you're competing with other stores selling the same product, if that makes sense. French Toast Gang, that's true. Didn't see me at Electronicon 3. Yeah, I was actually on the East Coast for Electronicon 3, but I was at a wedding, so I couldn't go. But it looked really fun. Wish I could have been there. Saxon's doing an auction on Sunday. Yeah, there were only 10 spots available, and I got lucky enough to grab one before they all went away. Was I into Vic Chestnut back in the day? I don't really know Vic Chestnut very well. The In Groove has an auction Sunday too. I know. I'm glad I'm earlier in the day so people can drop coin at my auction rather than a later slot where everyone spent their money already. Hey John, what's up, man? Good to see you. Tell us about a recent pleasant interaction with a patron in your store and an unpleasant one. I feel like that's a good video. Maybe not the unpleasant. I don't know if I have any unpleasant interactions in the store. I have some unpleasant people on Yelp and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any. I think I should make a video at some point with all the like most unique interactions. That would be fun because I have a couple in mind, but they're probably too long to share in this chat. This is an interesting thing. Why are you so disliked in the vinyl community? It's a really good question, and it's definitely true. There are, since the inception of my channel, I have received a lot of hate over the years through various channels, whether it's other YouTubers or people on forums. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think sometimes passion can be mistaken for arrogance at times, and I think people that get to know me or have met me would see that it really is just passion for music and not any form of arrogance that could be misconstrued over the internet. I don't know. It's difficult to say. I definitely, have been bullied before by other elements of the vinyl community. It's tough to say. I feel like on the internet, you can kind of see this with any entity, right? Like the larger anyone gets, celebrities, musicians, you're always going to have your dissenting voices and you're always going to have your supporters. And the larger you get, the more they grow in both directions, right? So whenever I see someone on Reddit or on a forum or on a Facebook group say something really nasty about my channel, to me, I'm like, okay, that must mean I'm growing and I'm doing something right, because for every person that says that, there's 68 of you guys in here excited to talk music and chat about vinyl. So I try not to like let them get me down. I try not to like focus on it, but yeah, I definitely think I am by accident the vinyl villain in this community sometimes, but I don't intend to be. And I just love music, and I love vinyl, and I love talking about it with people. So um, that is all I have to say on that subject, because it's a downer. But let's bring it back up. Um, and if they hate, and let them hate, and watch the records pile up. Yes, Adam. I go for mine. I got to shine. Yeah, you get it. How can you not like Matt? Nikki says. Well, thank you, Nikki. Maybe they don't like the beard. I don't know. I don't always have the beard, though. I'm a great YouTuber and seem like a great dude. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. I really do. Well, let's get some other questions in that aren't about my controversial status within the VC, so we can end this on a positive note and not some weird, after school holiday special. Do I have recommendations on a vinyl holder or case? Are you talking about for travel, or are you talking about like for displaying? Can you elaborate on what exactly you're looking for? I just answered that. I said I'm going to do a video on that, which because it's a great idea for a video. Um, oh, you'd like one that closes, preferably to move with. I mean, if you're going to be moving, I have a couple videos about moving records cross country, and if you're going to be moving any significant distance or even just any significant amount of records, I would always use the small U-Haul boxes. They're just the best. For that, they fit them perfectly, and I just think that's the move. In terms of moving things, like I guess on an airplane or something, I it's not in here, but I always travel with my Tucker and Bloom bag. I've talked about it in a video about how I travel with vinyl records. It's a little pricey, but it's really high quality. It fits records perfectly, and it looks really good. I've gotten lots of compliments on the bag. Actually, it's a really nice color, and that's what I use to move records when I'm traveling for sure. Um, Thoughts on Third Man? I love Third Man. I mean, I love what Jack White does for the community. I think he's extremely important to the VC. Do I love all the releases that come out? Not necessarily, but yeah, Jack White and Third Man are awesome. Oh man, Tyler, I missed the super chat. It was in the midst of the after school special. I apologize. Have I listened to the FFPD Afterlife album? I don't know what FFPD is. Right, what album release am I most looking forward to? The National. The National just put out their single from their imminent album, which I don't know when it's coming out, but hopefully by the end of this year, could be early next year. Definitely and obviously what I'm most excited for. Best sounding rap vinyl. I don't know. That's also a very good question. Definitely nothing Kanye's put out, unfortunately, because his albums all sound just okay on vinyl. I don't know. That's a really good question. I'm looking at my rap collection right now. I think because the internet sounds pretty good. Some good some good sounding Outcast records too. Once they fix the defect, the AT Aliens from Vinyl Me Please sounds great. Do I think that Good Charlotte's The Young and the Hopeless gets a 20th anniversary repress? I think it's bound to get a repress at some point. It's too big of an album not to. The question is when. If Good Charlotte ever goes and does like a 20th anniversary tour of that record, I'm sure they'll try to get a repress going with it. Five Finger Death Punch. Oh, that's not my style of music. I don't listen to Five Finger Death Punch, so unfortunately. You love the National, but your interest has waned over the years. Are you getting old? I mean, I don't think so. I think that the National ages with you like a fine wine. I think I don't know. It's I feel like that's a band I'm going to be listening to in my 80s. I think that the music is timeless, and yeah, definitely not for young people necessarily. Do I listen to the Your Favorite Band Sucks podcast? I have not listened to it, but I've heard of it. Kudos on the Arms and Sleepers album. Sounds great. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm super excited and happy with how the last two releases on the label came out. The Arms and Sleepers, the Organ Hearts, and then the Stennis, Eyes Didn't Let Me Open record. Both came out beautifully. So very excited for that. And if you guys didn't see, I pinned it up top. I'm going to post it again. You have less than 2 weeks to secure your copy of the latest record on my label. We are close to funding, but not quite there. I would advise you to click that, go check it out, go listen to it, help it get funded, because once it funds, then I have a bunch of other cool stuff in the pipeline, but we got to get this one funded first. So click the link I just put in the chat. Matt, more audiophile presses. I mean, I never considered my records on my label audiophile, but I will say that all the comments on Discogs are kind of they're making it out to be pretty good. Like, they're saying that all my records are some of the best sounding ones in their collection, which is super flattering. So I must be doing something right, which is awesome. And I'm going to keep doing it on that playing field. Do I like DAWs? I've listened to DAWs. Oh man, I missed Kyle's super chat. What is happening? Stupid. What percentage of my collection does video game vinyl take up? That's a good question. I have about a cube and a half of it over there on the Kallax in my closet. And there's some more that I have in my to listen to piles that are all around the room. So I would say all in, I probably have 2 cubes worth of video game soundtracks. Has Iron and Wine not aged like wine, except for a couple albums? I mean, I think that Kiss Each Other Clean, The Shepherd's Dog, and what's the big one? The big one. The one with the green cover, the best album. Why can't I? Our Endless Numbered Days. Those 3 records are pretty great. Still, but I agree that a lot of the other records maybe not as good to me, but especially some of the later Iron and Wine stuff, it kind of lost me. How many TMR releases do I have locked down? The ones I wait to announce. Well, I've already kind of announced that there's going to be a Fort Vine live at TMR. They're performing this Saturday at the store, and that performance is going to be pressed to vinyl, which is so exciting. So that'll happen at some point. And then I have another release that I'm pretty excited about. The problem is it's a double album, which means that the price has to be fairly high. Like 40, I think it's like $40 or so. And I also have to have it be 200 copies minimum, which I used to do, no sweat. But I do think that the label, while the releases have stayed of stellar quality, I think the label has had like a flux and flow of people being interested in it. So watching my last release that I'm doing right now kind of teeter out around 65, and that worries me to do a minimum of 200, but I suppose we will see. Who does my audio mastering and lacquer cutting? So for the Gotta Groove records I've done, Richard Houghton cut the lacquers for those, and the mastering was done by the artists or someone that the artist worked with. For my Crates records, they master the audio in a studio in France that they use. I think it's called Color Sound. Really good job. I mean, they've done an amazing job with every release, which is awesome. Did I ever listen to Aqualung? Only the Jethro Tull record, not an artist named Aqualung. Arctic Monkeys announced a new record. Am I a fan? I'm a fan of AM, and I'm a fan of their first record, but that's about it. Listen to the Game album. Thoughts? Are you talking about the Game's first record that Vinyl Me Please just did? Hey Chris, you made it here just in time for me to almost be done. Thoughts on MoFi Gate? I have shared it a few times, and I will keep it concise every time someone asks. It is embarrassing for everybody involved, so I have stepped away from it. It is just the fact that somebody sued them is the most laughable thing I've ever seen in my life. It's peak America. I can't do it. I did the Fort Vine live announcement. I did it on Instagram, and I did an email list thing. I guess I have to also be sharing that on the Facebook too. I'll probably have to do a post about it too. Tyler, I tried to answer. You got to be a little more specific, man. Listen to the Game album. Which the Game album? Is it the first one? Is there a new one? Which one? You love my video highlighting new to me finds from the record store. I loved making that one. It was super fun for me. So, thank you. I want to answer Tyler's super chat, and then I will probably call it because we're almost at an hour. This is longer than I expected. And I got to get to the store and open up. I got to shower. I got to get to the store. I got a store to run, folks. Tyler, elaborate. Quick. Tyler, you're killing me. I'm not leaving this second. I'm pretty much leaving this second. All right, Tyler, if you don't tell me in the next 10 seconds what you meant by that, I can't answer it, and I'm sorry. The Game just put out an album, 30 tracks, 2 hours long. No, thank you. What is with these artists, especially hip-hop artists, putting out these super bloated records that are unnecessary? I like the documentary by The Game, but it's also bloated. You know what I mean? Like, The Game has never put out, to me, an absolute classic front to back, so I'm certainly not listening to a 2022 The Game album that's 2 hours long. And that is my final thought on that. So thank you guys for joining. I'll hopefully have a video for you next week, and pre-order the new TMR record, and cool stuff coming soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.